Let's do this. We're in-game, guys. Acid Plant is going to be our map. And let's see what happens. Yeah, and thanks for the patience. And let's go into this right now, as we do have to the bottom right-hand side of the map. The blue Zerg player, yes, my friends, is from Sidestorm Gaming. True. He was definitely the player we were waiting on. No facts to be hidden here. As we have to the upper left-hand side, the red Protoss player, it is Jieshi. Jieshi. The delay feels like years. You see, you guys don't notice the delay all of the time right away. I notice the delay all of the time. So I'm so used to it. It's only 2 minutes. It's not that crazy. What's up, Loco? And the Loco family coming in with the raid. How's everyone doing? The low raid, says Sixif. How's everyone doing? Hope you guys had a good little stream of Loco. Welcome to the Wardy stream. We're currently casting the WardiTV. Are you ready for summer? The playoffs here today. It's our second players. We already had one upset. Cyan, the Chinese Protoss, knocking out Snoot from the round of 6. And that means that we have Cyan versus Hearthstone, our semi-finals coming up. Bly also waiting in the semi-finals for the winner of this series right now, which has just gotten started. You actually just missed a really wild game of I Spy. So honestly, you guys, I'm very sorry that Loco didn't end the stream a few minutes earlier just for that. Because I really feel as though that's something you guys deserve to be part of. But, you know, this Loco guy, he likes to really ride his stream out as, you know, all 6 hours. He doesn't like to end a few minutes early, even for a cheeky game of I Spy. So, what can I say? You guys have missed out. But there's still some good StarCraft coming up at the very least. So, let's get into this PvZ, second of the day already, and see what's going to happen. Loco says hi, says bonus. Well, you know what? Thank you for letting me know that Loco said hi. That's actually really nice of him. Loco sends his regards. I like Loco. You know, Loco invited me over to his house to go play board games. Me and Loco are gonna go play board games together, guys. I think me and Loco should do a board game stream. I mean, this isn't actually a plan yet, but he definitely said I was allowed to. He just has to, you know, somehow get rid of his girlfriend for a few days. I don't know how he plans on doing that, but you know, it's a work in progress. It's a work in progress. Alright, so we're setting up here into game number 1 with the Stargate from Jieshi in the upper left-hand side, already on the way down. Adept starting to shade across towards the bottom right to see what's happening here in these early stages. So, we're going to be seeing this Adept having a little bit of a scout around. We do see the link speed on the way up. Hatchery dropping down as well from Taru over on the third hatchery. So, getting that set up and ready to roll. And we do have the Adept coming out too. Obviously, the Adept will kind of take the place of the Probe here very shortly. As we do see the Adept shading on down towards the south side. Oracle coming up in the main base. So Oracle first, not a Phoenix. Intrigued to see what Jieshi in general comes out with here. Remember, he's playing on the European server from China. It's not easy. He is playing with about 300 to 400 ping usually. But again, he took down Bly, he took down Namshar in the qualifiers, and he only lost out to Snoot, who then lost out to another Chinese Protoss player today. So really some crazy stuff, as we are going to be seeing the Queens getting to work on this Adept, and the Adept will fall. So the Adept goes down, and we're just going to be seeing the Queen continue to inject away here. The 3 bases getting set up and going. Oracle coming across the map at the moment here from our Protoss player then, so the first little bit of aggression getting ready to roll. True in the main base with an Overlord, and we do have a Twilight Council dropping into the main base. So Twilight into the main, the Phoenix is about to come and chase this Overlord away, but the Twilight has been seen. So True has a good idea as to what the follow-up is so far. Oh, no Robo facility just yet, so maybe some possibility of something a little bit quirky, but there's the Robo coming up now. Kind of makes me feel like this is like potentially like a Dark Shrine follow-up or something crazy like that. Going in towards like the DTs instead of the Temple Archives, but it is just going to be a fairly quick charge upgrade, getting set up and ready to go. Phoenix going to come along through the top side of the map. Obviously, wants to try and find further Overlords, but True again, same as Snoot in the earlier series, is not really sending anything beyond the first Overlord out there, so nothing really for Jieshi to kill just yet. And as you will see, extra gateways on the way up in the main base. As the Robo finishes, the Temple Archives is on the way too, and with Charge already finishing, it's obviously a fairly aggressive attack that Jieshi's planning to go for here. So he's setting up into this. Let's see what he can try and go for. Rotron is about halfway done as well from True, so the Roach-based defense is always going to be a little bit stronger than any sort of Ling Bane attack. That said, he is still droning up quite heavily. True's going all the way to 62 drones already. Now that is going to be quite a number at this stage. These two gates going to be finishing up momentarily here. And the Charge continuing to be Corona boosted out. Handful of Roaches on the way up. 5 of them currently coming on through 6, 7, 8, 9, okay. Okay, well, I mean, he's on 64 drones, right? So he has to make units at some point. It's not like this is super crazy or anything. He has to make sure he has something to defend with. Zealots are going to come across the map and join in here. There is 6 gateways online. Still more probes on the way, so Jieshi definitely has plans beyond this initial kind of Zealot Archon setup, as he is going to be pushing in towards this bottom right-hand side in the next few moments. Already a creep team have picked off right here, and we are going to have Zealots going to charge on in. So this third base already in some trouble, actually. Nothing over here to defend. I guess a few Roaches are about to pop out. A couple more Zealots just warping in right now. He's actually not gotten any drone kills yet, because he's just letting the Zealots chase down the Queens. Well, a couple more Zealots warping in once again. He will actually turn to fight against these Roaches this time. The Zealots going to tank for the Archons. So the Archons actually going forwards for the one Roach lift in the sky, rather than the clump of Roaches, where they're going to be able to start getting splash damage, of course, which would usually be a little bit better. Loses one of the Archons, unfortunately, but he does get 17 drones. And True lost a lot of mining time as those drones in the first place were running around in circles, not doing any damage at all. Void Ray on the way up, I think, realizing here, Jieshi, that his opponent is in a little bit of a tough spot. That he is in a little bit of a tough spot in terms of being able to deal with this attack, and that if he can just hold on, he's probably in a pretty good position. Shield batteries feel a little bit late off to the right-hand side, and Mortals starting to gather together on this space as well. Another couple of sentries going to finish warping very soon. Some corrosive bars dropping down. Immortal going to try and fire away. Another corrosive bar, not really doing much just yet. The Archon's coming in. Man, these shield batteries cannot come online fast enough. Unfortunately, the corrosive bars keep on connecting. Now the shield battery is here, but it's healing only one of the Archons. The other, again, not quite in range, and it feels as though Jieshi doesn't quite have enough to make this hold happen. As the Void Ray will come on over too. He'll fight against this. Another few Zealots just warping in, and this looks as though True is going to be picking up a victory in game number 1. So, True going to get off to a good start here. Now, Void Ray is still alive, if only just. I mean, it's not over quite yet, but we're talking about a 50 supply difference. And Jieshi really turned that around. There's another Archon on the way in. These Lings are about to start flooding in. 2 extra Zealots on the way up as well. Roach is actually blocking some of the Lings from coming forwards here. Another Immortal about to finish. Honestly, it sort of feels somewhat possible in a very weird way. I mean, I know it kind of really isn't. But, like, with the second ball coming out, I'm sort of like, yes, let's go, you know? But, yeah, I mean, it really isn't. I mean, it is only a second Immortal. Absolutely mental. Well, game number 2. And to the top left-hand side, in some trouble. 1 map away from elimination here, unfortunately. It's our blue Protoss player, Jieshi. His opponent to the bottom right-hand side of the map is the red Zerg from Psystorm Gaming. Give it up for True. Alright, so. Second game. Getting rolling. Intrigued to see what our players are about to bring us here. Drones just mining away. Gateway on the way down. Assimilator on the way down. Getting ourselves set up. No surprises so far. No proxies, no proxied hatcheries. I mean, we might see some of those a little bit later from Bly. Definitely a possibility. No, I'm actually kind of excited to see if True wins this. I know it's a ZvZ, but Bly versus True in the semifinals would be pretty interesting, you know? Because Bly did 2-0 True yesterday, so I'd be interested to see how True changed it up to try and win the series today. It'd be kind of intriguing to see the changes from that, the way in which things swing. Distractor just going to be getting set up here, and our Forge on the way from Jieshi too, so Interesting forge, by the way. That's a really weird forge. Is he going to try and go for a cannon rush? Really? Really? Puts a pylon down. A few drones will pull towards it. I mean, it is weird. He is about to see there is, in fact, a forge. So True will know that as well. This probe gets caught, and that's a cancel pylon anyways. Isn't that insane? Jieshi is just going to be going across back towards the upper left-hand side. Probe at least gets out alive, but I'm not sure what the cannon was for. You know, obviously this delays his nexus. This is kind of weird. They have windows in the UK, asks Lone Wolf. Yeah, surprisingly we allowed windows. I did it like a pro. Well, that's good to hear as well. I'm glad I was able to shut the window like a pro. I'm glad that... I'm not even sure why that's being judged, but sure, why not? A couple of lings coming back in over from True to the natural expansion. Well, again, I'm just intrigued by the fact that this Nexus is now obviously so late, and he gained nothing from it because I guess he has the Adept up maybe a bit faster, arguably. Is that really the one thing he has here? Like, I can't see what else he could possibly gain from this. I mean, obviously he wanted to try and do something with cannons, I think, in the end, but then he put it down in True's face, and as soon as drones pulled in, he's like, oh, you're actually pulling drones, I guess I'll just cancel and not be able to do anything. Really strange. Robo facility from Jieshi already coming through now. Nexus on the natural, as we will be seeing another hatcher on the way up. He might try and cannon rush the third base, I guess. Well, honestly, if he can successfully cannon rush the third base, I mean, maybe this was the plan all along, but then why did he need the forge so quickly? Why not a Nexus then just a fast forge as a follow-up? I feel like it would have worked just the same. 4 workers go down here to these 2 Adepts, and as these cannons start to finish, True is going to be like, huh. Well, the thing is, this is still a 300 mineral, 400 mineral investment with the pylon. So, with 400 minerals spent here, the most you should get is not a kill on this base, but a cancel, and that's True really tries to keep it alive. I mean, Queens are on the way over, Lings are being produced. Probe's going to give itself up to try and get a couple more shots onto the cannon. First Queen taking some shots, and it's going to be pushed away. Hatchery's still falling. The Queens don't have energy to transfuse, by the way. Kills off one of the Queens, going to get a couple of Zerglings that are running forwards now. Needs to get back onto the Zerglings. One of the cannons going to go down. I mean, again, was this good damage in the end? I don't really feel like it was. Going to start targeting the Queen that isn't even low on HP, and Jieshi, I mean, okay, he forces some units. He keeps the worker count within 5. He's only 5 workers behind. Again, this is a lost lot. And it's just a weird situation. He is making Immortals as though he wants to be aggressive in a follow-up with a +1 attack. Second Immortal being Chrome Boosted, probably a Warp Prism straight behind this, and just starting to get ready to go across the map. Unless he really wants to wait for +1 exactly, then maybe he has time for one more Immortal, especially if it gets Chrono Boosted here. True will throw down the Roach Roan. So already setting that up behind the third base. And a few Queens just setting themselves up, starting to inject away. 6 gateways on the way out right now, so 6 gateways on the way through. This will put us up to 7 gates in total. Again, that Robo facility being Chrono Boosted here. It's going to get the Prism, and this attack is going to get ready to go. Jieshi is going to try and win this right now. Stop this from going any further forwards, as we will see the Warp Prism coming out the front of the natural. Cannon will go down, Pylon will go down too. And we will see our Protoss player. Across the map he goes. Well then, 7 Roaches on the way from trees on 58 drones. So 21 worker lead, obviously. All he really has to do is push this away. And how will he do that? Well, the Queen's targeting the Warp Prism could be a major play. Depends if the Warp Prism is left exposed, that could be one big mistake that Jieshi could make to let his opponent back into this. This cannon about to finish, but as the cannon finishes, it will actually be exposed. Lingus decide it's not worth committing onto it just yet. A couple of force fields coming down the spine crawler, taking quite a few shots. Will get picked off here, and we are going to be seeing these Roaches already going down. I mean, for now, the Immortals do a lot of damage. Warping in Stalkers to help. Stalkers aren't usually seen in these sort of fights, but because there's no blink or anything, or any charge, or Twilight Council upgrade, the Stalkers are actually going to do a lot against the Roaches. They're having a pretty good time. The Zealots need to try and get in the front and attack, especially against these Lings, because they'll have a good time. Another Corrosive Bow on the Warp Prism means it's starting to get lower and lower. Jieshi just seems to have a little bit too little, and that is going to be Not enough here. He's going to lose both of the Immortals as well. The Warp Prism unable to save it in its exit. And it looks as though True is setting himself up to make a semi-final appearance here against Bly. A rematch from yesterday, Group B. And that will be one player from Group B and one player from Group A eliminated going into the semi-finals, because Houston will rematch against Cyan, who he played in Group A as well. Houston won that series 2-0, and honestly pretty freaking quickly. I think it was a cannon rush and also I think there's a cannon rush and some other fun bits and pieces going on. Then in that series, there's a very fast PvP. I'll be intrigued to see how the rematch goes in. Obviously at this stage a more important round because it is elimination time. Things coming in from the left-hand side. Full surround it is in the end. A few more corrosive bars up in the sky, and we are going to be seeing those stalkers continue to be picked away at. Roaches, Ravages, and Queens continue just pushing on forwards as the Warp Prism gets killed here. This really is the end of this attack, and unfortunately for Jieshi, his builds just haven't quite worked out for him today. True takes game 2, and he advances through